Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. You know us, we're all about excellence in broadcasting at this fine radio program. Oh, yeah. You get your mic on? Now we are.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Woo.
So when we get to highlight other areas of excellence, because we know it's not just us. We know there's a lot of great broadcasters out there, though we're probably the best. But still.
At being the worst, yes.
Yeah. So there are other ones, though, that really do deserve honorable mention. And this is an awesome play-by-play done at a baseball game. This is a college baseball game. And this play-by-play revolves around an osprey, which is a bird. And it dropped a fish behind second base during this college baseball game between Jacksonville University and Jacksonville State on Saturday. Reason it dropped the fish is it was being chased. It was flying for its life. A bald eagle was after it.
We got a flyover, and I mean a hawk. And he just dropped a fish in the outfield. It's an osprey out there that just dropped a fish out in shallow right field. And now a bald eagle has entered the scene, and everything has come to a halt. The eagle comes in, chases the osprey away, makes him drop the fish, and now the eagle is Connor Stevens is going out into shallow right. Is he going to go try and get the fish before the eagle gets it? The eagle circling overhead. Stevens has the fish wrapped up in a towel, and he makes his way back over to the home dugout.
I love that the organ is playing while all this is going on.
That's fantastic.
I'm reading like the headline says osprey, bald eagle, fish, and a dolphin make an appearance at a baseball game. I'm like, where the hell did the dolphin come from? And I find out that one of the teams is called the Dolphins.
Oh, there we go.
I was like, oh, man.
Okay. Yeah, that would have been awesome.
It's too early for these headlines. Also, at first I thought it said Oprah. I'm like, why did Oprah drop a fish at a baseball game?
That would have been amazing. That's her tradition. You didn't know that? Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that what she does at baseball games?
When she goes to baseball games, the first thing she does is drops the fish. It's like a ceremonial first pitch. Instead, they bring her out in the mound and she just drops a fish and then she leaves.
Because the first headline I thought it said Oprah dropped fish at baseball game after being threatened by an eagle. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Oprah's having a rough morning.
Yeah, Nick Foles, apparently that's what happens is he yells at her, she goes out to the mound, drops a fish.
Well, it's Big Nick, you know.
Yeah, that's threatening. A lot of people say that A
lot of ladies will drop their fish for Big Nick.
There you go. I think that's true, actually. Yeah. Wow. So that's there you go. That's excellence in broadcasting right there. I just love the old sportscasters, the tone, the voice. Well, there he goes out there and he picks up the fish. It's like, I guess that's sportscaster school. You all have to sound like, hey, everybody, I just went over to the grocery store and I'm coming right back.
Yeah, was he supposed to stop talking like a baseball announcer?
That's just funny how they all sound. You know what I mean? There's that sports play-by-play guy's voice.
Do you think he talks like that to his wife? Like, what do you want for dinner? Oh, I'd like a steak with some lobster tail.
And make sure you get me that fish that the osprey dropped behind out there at right field. Love that. All right, Steve, we've got a study out of Michigan State University. I think this is very important for you.
Okay.
This is about dogs and their personalities.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Here we go. I didn't do the study. Don't be mad at me.
No, I'm just
a
figure
messenger
if you're going to share a story, it's probably something negative about dogs. And it's going to make me look like some kind of weirdo.
First of all, I do not need this story to make you look like a weirdo. I know between now and 10 o'clock this morning, you will do a fine job of that yourself.
Thank you.
Right.
I appreciate you for that. The support is high. This
is about dogs and their personalities and how they change over time. So somebody gets a dog.
Okay.
Maybe you get him as a puppy. And then what happens is, as in a lot of cases, according to this study, they will take on some of the big personality traits from their owners. Which makes sense to me because, it's a pack mentality. So the dog will look to you or, whatever the owner and say, all right, what do you want me to do? How am I got to be?
Yeah, I noticed it with both my wife and I that Lulu's taking on certain personality traits.
Your wife is taking on some of your personality traits.
Yes.
Actually.
No. Lulu has definitely done things that my wife will do.
Oh, really?
So, like, for instance, we'll be watching television. My wife will lie on my lap. And if I'm not rubbing her, like massaging her back or whatever, she'll start like kind of like just kind of like laying into me like, come on. Your hand's not doing anything. You might as well give me a massage.
Now, who's saying this? Your wife or the dog?
My wife.
Oh.
But now Lulu, even like last night was a great example. We're going to bed. I'm patting Lulu on the head. I'm giving a little bit of like a head rub. And then all of a sudden, it's like pawing at my pillow. Poof, poof, poof. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? I have two hands. One hand has to be rubbing my wife. The other hand has to be rubbing Lulu.
Okay.
Or, nobody's rubbing me, BJ.
Rubbing Lulu. That's not a euphemism. That's really.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. In my head, all this sounds innocent.
Yeah, it sure does.
When it comes out, I look at Danny and he's like, why are you even saying this? You're just incriminating yourself.
You really, really are.
I can't with this whole story.
Yeah, I don't know.
Lulu will pat her tail on the couch.
That's a thing.
Like, come on, rub my belly.
Okay. This is disturbing.
Well, imagine living it.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, Lulu likes to fart now and acts like as if she didn't fart.
Congratulations,
good job.
Lulu.
You trained her up.
Love it.
So those are the big personality traits.
Wow, that's what she gets from
Demands
you.
massages, that's my wife's side.
Yeah.
Farts and acts like she didn't, that's my side.
Your poor wife, now she's got two problems in the household when it comes to gas.
No, she thinks Lulu's farts are cute.
Oh, that's not fair to you.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Well, they are cute. I mean, they're just a little poof as opposed to mine.
Oh, yeah,
more
yours-
like an eruption.
Yeah, yours are more like, Richter scale stuff.
What about Rev? Do your cat take on the personality of you?
Yeah, they generally hate everyone and will only hang out with my wife.
See, now, I'm not too sure which came first, because I think cats hate everyone anyway, so you guys just bonded.
Yeah, it might be along those lines, but yeah, essentially that sort of thing. Just, you can tell when Carl is just over people the same way that I am. And it's just like, and it's just the same thing. My wife says that they're really close together.
Carl's like, and I'm done. Walks away.
Exactly, 100%.
This study was only about dogs, but I wonder if it is the same for cats, if they also take on the personalities of their owner, or is it the other way around? Their nefarious cat-like plans to make us act like them.
Well, I mean, look at your dog before it passed.
Oh, yeah, my dog
was miserable and losing its hair.
Yeah, you're... yeah. You got that from me.
Zing!
Yeah, she did. She couldn't hear very well. Yeah. You're absolutely right. She was pretty much like me. Yeah, these researchers found that people who are outgoing had dogs that were more active and excitable. People who are unhappy had dogs that were more fearful and harder to train.
Huh.
Oh, yeah, my dog you couldn't train her.
No.
And she was fearful. She was always like, what the hell's going on? What's happening? But she responded with anger with her fear, but I think she was just like afraid something was going to happen. Wow. So actually, these results are a surprise to researchers because they said, quote, we expected the dog's personalities to be fairly stable because they don't have wild lifestyle changes like humans do, but actually their personalities change a lot. So we are affecting these dogs.
Yeah, my dog likes vegetables like my wife.
See?
And also likes ice cream like me.
Oh. Really? I don't know if a dog's supposed to have ice cream. I know they can have chocolate,
well,
but...
it's not like I'm preparing an ice cream cone for her, but sometimes while I'm eating my ice cream, she'll take a quick lick of the spoon, yeah. Yeah.
Do you at least change spoons at that point?
No, I'm already done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now I have
this... care either, but I wouldn't have a problem if she licked it and I still licked the spoon.
Okay, that's disgusting.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes Carl will have a little piece of my food. He'll get in on it, and I'll be like, get away, but I'll still keep eating it.
I am done. I am not going to share my food with dogs and cats.
He's a part of the family.
Your food with your daughter?
She's a human being.
Yeah, I bet my dog's tongue is clearer than your daughter's.
Welcome to BJ and Mig's Awkward Moments in the Morning.
I've never seen so much sass in one face.
Sorry, Sarah. I realized once it started coming out of my mouth, this was a bad decision, but I had to stick with it.
Yeah. You know what? I'll let you two have a private... I'll have an offline conversation about this.
I'll buy her something like a coffee or something like that.
Oh, really? Oh, yes, that will do it? Probably will, actually. All right.
Someone says I do that with my wife as well, my dog, or the cat. The one cat on her hip that once rubs, and then I throw a hand over to rub her, too. The double rub.
The double rub. Okay, let's talk about this cop that was suspended for letting a couple make out in the back of his patrol car. Oh, this is a story. Steve will tell you all about it. He's got the Miggs report for you at 6:17.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
If you're hearing an informative newscast right now, well, then you must not be listening to BJ and Migs. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Sounds so official. Downtown Seattle.
That's right, buddy.
Right by Kitty Corner, the Columbia Tower.
That's where you are, buddy.
That's where we are. And thanks to King Ty for giving us the Migs Report. And let's talk about this officer that got in a little bit of trouble because, well, he was just trying to let a couple people in the back of his patrol car still get some loving, which I guess is frowned upon. The officer's name is Doug. He's from Florida. He arrested a 23-year-old guy and a 24-year-old woman. Their names are Zachary and Krista. Apparently, they were shoplifting jewelry and baby toys at Walmart.
Oh, boy.
That's always fun. Well, he put him in the backseat of his police cruiser, and I don't know if I could pull this off, but they decided, let's just make out.
Oh, sure.
Let's just have some fun while we're stuck in the back of the car.
There's a little excitement. Maybe it's an aphrodisiac to get arrested like that, doing a big crime.
And there's dash cam footage of it. They're hugging, they're kissing, their hands kind of disappear out of the view. I don't know where they were going, what base they were going for, but they were doing some stuff.
Yeah.
And Officer Doug, instead of saying, you know what, you can't do this, this is frowned upon in the back of a patrol car, he decided to let them continue to do it, and even played Barry White's Can't Get Enough of Your Love, Babe on the car's radio.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, they did a big investigation about this, and he was suspended without pay for 20 days for letting them get a little randy in the back of the patrol car.
Really? Suspended for that? I mean, all right.
Oh, I forgot to mention today's a very special day.
What's that?
It's National Make Out in the Back of a Patrol Car Day.
Oh,
no. It's Personal Chef Day.
Personal Chef Day.
So I guess... I mean, if you have a personal chef today, it's that or National Pistachio Nuts Day.
Nice.
Okay.
I love nuts. All right.
Thanks for flag that.
Yeah.
If you had a personal chef, what's the dish that you're going to have them make you today on Personal Chef Day?
It's going to be a nice Indian dish. It's going to be that paneer tikka masala.
Ooh. Yeah. You don't like the chicken?
No, chicken's good too, but I do love paneer.
What's paneer? Is that like a pork?
It's the cheese.
Oh,
it's a special kind of cheese made. Yeah,
I don't even know. I just always get chicken tikka masala.
Yeah. Well, look at chicken tikka masala. I won't turn that down.
All right, Danny, personal chef at your house. What are they cooking you today?
Pizza, of course. Wood fired, made like the dough made from scratch.
They throw it in the air and catch it with their elbows.
Oh yeah,
that's good. Yeah, that is good.
Vicky.
Steak dinner, baked potato, and maybe some veggies.
See, Vicky and I are almost on the same page. I'm going steak and lobster. Ooh, little filet mignon and a lobster tail.
You know, Vicky says that I'm quite vanilla when it comes to sex. She's quite vanilla when it comes to food. Steak and potatoes, really?
Well, yeah, I eat delicious Mexican food all the time from my mom. No one can compete with my mom's cooking. So I'm going to go with something else.
All right.
I don't know. Augustine's family makes some pretty awesome tamales.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. That's a good point.
Rev?
Big old, huge pan of lasagna.
Ooh, that's good
Because then it will last for basically the rest of the week.
Rev is turning into Garfield.
Yeah, he is.
I do hate Mondays.
And he has cats.
Yes, he truly is. Well, speaking of pizza, Danny, how about this cop came up with a brilliant way to catch a criminal? There's a 35-year-old guy by the name of Raymond. He's from Wisconsin, and he ordered a delivery from a pizza place. Well, they recognized his name, and they're like, wait a minute. This guy used fake $20 bills to pay in the past, and we've been trying to catch this guy. So they called the cops. So the cops went to Raymond's house dressed as the pizza delivery guy.
That's awesome.
He opened the door. He's like, oh, delicious pizza time. And they arrested him. Here's the problem, though. He then fought back. They had to tase him. And he's facing charges for obstructing an officer and disorderly conduct, and I don't believe he got any of that pizza.
No, that's the sad part about that news.
Big news in the world of sports yesterday, BJ, here in Seattle. I know we're all really excited about the XFL coming to Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
Which isn't going to be happening until 2020, but they just made the announcement of who our general manager and coach is going to be for the Seattle franchise in the XFL.
Oh, really? It's a somebody?
It's a very familiar name, a very familiar face. You might remember him, former Seahawks quarterback, Jim Zorn.
Oh, wow.
Actually pretty sweet. I mean, Jim, of course, starting quarterback for the Seahawks back in the day. Also, he was an assistant coach for the team. from 2001 to 2007, the quarterbacks coach during the time that Matt Hasselbeck was playing so well. Then went on to the Redskins and coached for a couple seasons. Did not go well there, but now he's back in the coaching fold and also general manager fold. So he'll be the GM and coach of the Seattle franchise. No name yet for the team. He did do a press conference yesterday with Oliver Luck, the league commissioner, and here he is talking about when Oliver called him about the job.
And when he called me and asked me if I'd be interested in this league, he mentioned the name Vince McMahon, and I went, isn't he the guy a long time? And he's going, yeah. But as he explained it and what Vince's vision was and what his vision was together for the future of the XFL, I got excited. It's going to be real football. We're going to have real names on the back of jerseys. It's also going to be a bit creative.
And if you don't remember, the XFL, when it first tried out many years ago when Vince McMahon had the WWF at the time, I think, or WWE, they had crazy nicknames on the back of their jerseys. So
he hate me.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Love that guy.
And here's Jim talking about, the Seattle fan base. And, of course, he's hoping that people are going to show up and show support for this XFL franchise.
I'm privileged to be in a community where I do know the fans will come out and support. We've already got 8 season ticket holders. Did you know that? We're going to have 8 people I know of in the stands. It's going to be awesome. CenturyLink's going to fill right up. And so we're on our way. I want to see these Seattle fans come out and continue to put themselves in the way of any team that tries to come in here and compete against us. Does that make sense? So come on out.
I think it makes sense. I think I did the math on that.
The whole press conference was a little random. He had a lot of random things that he said. I think it's going to be fun having him as
the 8 season ticket holders, which actually, when you think about it, nobody even knows what the heck's going on. It's the XFL. It's not like it's a brand new major league sport like hockey. So maybe 8 is impressive. I have no idea.
I know a couple of people already put down their money for the season tickets. It's pretty cheap to put a deposit down already. So yeah. So I guess a couple of my friends count for those 8 people that have already invested in this team. Speaking of coaches, do you remember John Tortorella? He's a coach in the NHL.
Oh, yeah.
He's still coaching. He's coached with the Rangers, actually coached up north with the Vancouver Canucks, and he's currently the coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets. He is known for hating press conferences where people's cell phones go off. Oh. But a lot of people now use their cell phones also as a microphone. So there are cell phones now on the podium where he's doing his press conference. And he was in the middle of a press conference on Monday when he saw that somebody's phone kept ringing while it was up there. It wasn't making a noise, but he kept seeing the flashing of the name. And apparently it was the mom of the reporter. It was his mom that kept calling. So John Tortorella just decides, you know what, screw it. I'm going to answer the phone and talk to this reporter's mom during the press conference.
Mrs. Reed? Hi, this is John Tortorella. I'm in the middle of a press conference here, and no, that's okay. I'd rather talk to you than your son. So I'll be done in about 5 minutes. I've seen you call a few times, so it's rude of him not to call you back, but he's busy right now. It's nice talking to you. Okay, have a nice day.
Why not? Just talk to moms.
Yeah, that's funny.
That actually was him in a good mood, because there was once a time where he had an issue with someone's cell phone that was going off while he was talking, and he reacted this way.
I can't change the players on the icing rule. I can't change the players.
Another guy during the season that you spoke about that's going to be big during the playoffs was Fedotenko because of his 2 tattoos.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You guys give me shit about it.
John Tortorella.
That's awesome.
A lot of people are texting in the world of wrestling. I mentioned WWE with Vince McMahon. This was actually pretty cool news that happened yesterday. If you remember, we talked about Roman Reigns. He had to stop wrestling. He had a big moment in front of all the people many months ago where he had to tell people that the cancer that he's been battling came back out of remission after, I guess it was in remission for about 11 years. He's battling leukemia. Well, he did a big announcement yesterday, came back to the WWE in front of the WWE Universe and announced that it's gone, or it's back in remission.
That's great news.
It actually was a really cool moment, and here's how it sounded last night on WWE's Monday Night Raw.
So when I tell you this, I am so grateful, I'm so humbled, and I'm so honored to announce this. I'm in remission, y'all. So with that being said, the big dog is back!
Doesn't matter what's going on. You got to stay in your wrestling character, BJ. It was pretty cool, man. You could tell the guy was battling tears. His family was in the front row.
Yeah.
It was an emotional moment. It was really cool that they had good news. But, of course, I go on Facebook and I watch the video because, I wanted to see it before it was the West Coast feed. Of course. I heard the news. And you read the comments.
The comments.
And you're like, okay, this has to be one of those moments where whether or not you like Roman Reigns, you're going to be happy for the guy because he just said that his cancer is back in remission.
Yeah, as a human being, how can you not say, awesome for him?
Apparently, there's a big conspiracy theory that he never even had cancer and he did this just to win over the fans.
Oh, my God.
One guy, and it's not just one person. Here's a sample, BJ. He's back because he finished filming Hobbs and Shaw, the movie that The Rock's doing. He has a small role in it. Because, if you're battling cancer, you can't do a small role or anything.
Do a small role, no.
The cancer was fake, and Vince knew that the fans would cheer for him, and he's a genius, but Reigns still sucks. Another person, he never had leukemia, he just took a break. Another person, he never was diseased. It was all Vince's plan to get him some sympathy.
See, you created a monster because there are storyline after storyline, but, you would think that no way would they create a storyline about this. I mean, that's just too close to a lot of people's homes to fake you have cancer.
And if you watch it, look, if he was that good of an actor, he'd be an Academy Award-winning actor.
Yeah, he would get the Oscar for this.
Come on, people. Pump the brakes a little bit. Not everything is a fake thing.
I would think that the backlash of doing a fake cancer story like that would be horrific.
Right. You wouldn't want to take that chance. I get it. You want this guy to be loved by the fans, and he wasn't getting the love that they hoped. But you're not going to come up with a fake cancer story.
Yeah, there's no way the guy that pretended to have his car blown up while he was in it would ever...
Well, that was real.
That was real?
Yeah, we're still trying to find out who did it.
Yeah, okay.
It was amazing that he was able to survive.
I am surprised he survived that, because, the whole car...
Do you know the backstory of that one? I was listening to a podcast. It was Something to Wrestle, and they talked about the behind the scenes, because after that happened, I think then was some tragedy. I think it might have been 9/11 or some tragedy happened where they weren't able to continue that storyline of Vince McMahon's car limo being blown up where he was in it. Apparently Vince just felt that he was on TV too much, so he said, F it, just blow me up, that way I'll be gone. And that was the whole rationale behind why he was blown up in a limo.
Oh,
he just wanted to be off of TV for a while, and he figured, what better way than just kill me off?
Oh, and they couldn't keep it going because of a tragedy.
Because of whatever tragedy it was, I can't remember what it was.
So his plan was to pretty much stay dead?
Or at least for a little while.
Damn, dude.
Until he decided to come back. I'm sure The Undertaker could have helped him.
Oh, that's a good point.
As far as weather, 42 degrees and sun, and thank you, Four Wheel Parts, for giving us the Migscast.
Oh, man. Well, yesterday, Steve, you know what? He did get this one wrong.
The characters Ned and Sansa have what surname in Game of Thrones?
Flanders.
No.
Oh, that's right.
That's right, the Flanders crest.
Syrian?
No.
Schwarzkopf?
No.
Schwarzkopf. That was a great character on the Game of Thrones, the Schwarzkopfs, but no, not the...
Stark.
Yeah, we were looking for the Starks. Hey, you remembered.
I did.
Good for you. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs at 647 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. What's the difference between filing for bankruptcy and credit counseling?
Credit counseling is a useful process in some circumstances, but it does show up on your credit. In fact, from a credit scoring standpoint, credit counseling shows up just like a bankruptcy, so it's going to affect your credit as negatively as filing bankruptcy. In credit counseling, the idea is that a credit counselor works with your creditors on your behalf to try to lower interest rates or work out payment plans with your creditors to pay back your debt over time. In credit counseling, you almost always pay back 100% of the debt, sometimes at lower interest. And of course, some creditors will participate in that process and some won't. So you're usually left with kind of a mixed result with credit counseling and, of course, a high payment.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.